things I know are true. T-Mac makes the Rockets a title contender right now. I'll take Guerrero over Bonds right now and beyond. Mark Cuban has a caddy. There's no one I'd rather have carry my bag around. And I'm Tony Reale. Well, maybe Mariotti or Page or Blasky, Blackstone, Kalishaw, Adonde, Brian, Smith.
It's Around the Horn, the show of competitive banter. Here's Tony Reale.
Chanoff, Schefter, Ron Borges. Welcome back to the home of Euro 2004 coverage. Today, a new Rudy in Hollywood, an old face at Wimbledon, and the positives of buying a 957-page book. All with our national panel. Let's check them out. At the Los Angeles Times, Bill Plaschke.
I told you, Dodgers-Giants. Giants.
No, we're not bringing that
night
up again today, at least for 5 minutes. At the Denver Post, Woody Page.
I couldn't sleep last night until I read Mariotti's column.
That's funny. Come on, a point for that. At the Dallas Morning News, it's Kevin Blackstone.
Some things never change.
Yes, that's right, KB. And at the Chicago Sun-Times, Jay Mariotti.
Woody still has varicose veins today.
That's not even a good retort.
That's not even wasn't funny
All
yesterday.
right, guys, let's make it happen.
It's the first word.
Come on, Mariotti, get that weak stuff out of here. First word is blockbuster. The Magic and Rockets reportedly are near a deal that would send Tracy McGrady, Juwan Howard, and Tyronn Lue to Houston for Steve Francis, Cuttino Mobley, and Kelvin Cato. The deal reportedly will go down after tonight's expansion draft unless Charlotte picks an unprotected player from the Rockets or Magic. Francis's agent has told the Rockets the franchise wants to remain with the franchise and is not too enthused about playing for the Magic. So, guys, does this deal make the Rockets an immediate title contender? Around the horn to Woody Page.
Absolutely. You surround Yao Ming with somebody who can actually shoot like McGrady. You've got a 1-2 combination that will remind you of a pair that are in Los Angeles. And I think when you hear about people talking that they have no point guard, the season doesn't start until late October, early November. They do have Mark Jackson, who's got 16, 17 years. I think they'll sign him.
Let's stop you right there. Somebody else take it from there.
Woody. Yeah, it does remind me of those two guys out in L.A. The two guys who haven't won the NBA championship in the last 2 years.
Ooh.
This is not going to work. I'm not for this. They're not going to contend for it. Yao Ming is not Shaq. Who else is going to play on this team? And let's not forget, Tracy McGrady's had back problems the last few years. He's coming over to the West. It's going to be a lot stronger, a lot tougher to play his position against some of the guards out there. This is not going to work. This is not a slam dunk.
No. Right away. If he goes there, right away they are equally as a contender as the San Antonio Spurs, as a favorites to win the West, the Rockets. And here's why.
Wow.
Listen to me. Glenn Rice, Derek Fisher, A.C. Green. Those three guys played with Shaq and Kobe when they won championships. They don't need 3 All-Stars to play with them. They need a point guard. They will get Derek Fisher, will go be the Rockets point guard because he's going to leave L.A. because Gary Payton is going to stay and play for Coach Kobe Bryant.
Coach Kobe Bryant.
What did we just see from the Detroit Pistons? Depth and defense. Tracy McGrady, great scorer, didn't play any defense in Orlando, needs to prove to people he's a team guy. Now, Yao Ming, the perfect selfless guy, I like the deal, but you've got to let these things develop through time here. They do need a point guard here, and no, they will not win a championship.
All right, but this deal will be won, or this title will be won by the Rockets as far as Yao Ming and T-Mac work together. Can they work together, Woody Page?
Of course they can, and I think, and I was trying to say this earlier, you can get some depth. You can offer a mid-range contract to an Antonio McDyess who's coming back from the knee injury. He's a free agent. There's some guys out there, point guard and at forward, that will help him. Yao Ming.
Okay, what's moving, though, is Steve Francis, Cuttino Mobley. Did Orlando get fleeced there, Bill Plaschke?
No, not at all. Steve Francis didn't work for Jeff Van Gundy. He was irrelevant in the end. Cuttino Mobley is up and down. Juwan Howard is a good guy for the West, a good power body for the West. And, you know, I think it'll work perfectly.
Mariotti.
Orlando was going to lose Tracy McGrady next year. They get Francis and Mobley. They're going to draft Okafor. That's a nice little rebuilding nucleus. How can you say it's a bad deal?
Blackstone, what do you think?
Well, you know, the other thing is, they need a point guard, and people think it's so easy to go out.
Enough with the point guard. Derek Fisher's out there. They're getting Tyronn Lue. He's going to ride the pine. Doesn't matter. Maybe even Bruce Bowen. That doesn't matter. What matters is how Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady are going to work together. And one more thing, Woody Page, and nobody said this, so listen up. Nobody's ever scored 20 points a game for Jeff Van Gundy before. Nobody. Let's move on. The Dodgers-Giants Monday night. 2-2, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded. Barry Bonds, your hero, right? Nope, that's Cody Ransom, called up from AAA this month with a game-winning single to move Frisco to within half a game of front-running LA in the West. The Giants have won 8 of the last 10, and aside from Bonds and Jason Schmidt, the team's a who's who list of who's who. Guys, the Giants have enough to win the pennant. Around the horn, the Bill Blash.
Yes, they do, because everybody knows once you make the playoffs, anybody can win the pennant once you get into the playoffs. The Giants can get there. People think they're only Barry Bonds. They're tied for 3rd in the league in runs scored. They have the offense. What they need is starting pitching. Brian Saban's going to go out and get Freddie Garcia from the Seattle Mariners by the trading deadline. The Dodgers want him too, but the Giants are going to get him because Bill Bavasi will trade with the Giants before he trades with the Dodgers.
Let me help you out here, Bill. If you do a little bit more research, you'd see that the Giants don't have a strong minor league organization. They can't
you have no idea
young
who they
people
have
to go out and get an established starter. They need another starter. They need a little help in the bullpen, and they don't have enough hitting. They have got to have one more power hitting
right-handed
hitter, especially a right-handed hitter, to help Bonds out, and they don't have it right now. You look at guys like J.T. Snow hitting 238.
Woody, calm down.
All right,
calm down. Look, the Giants do not at this moment have enough to win the pennant, but that's a weak division. They have enough to catch the Dodgers. You know, they got to get guys back off the DL. Half the pitching staff is there. They need to get back J.T. Snow. They have enough to win that division, and if you win the division, as Bill pointed out, you can win the pennant.
All right, Mariotti.
You guys are out of your minds here. Who's their closer? Matt Hergis. Give me a break here.
Yeah,
After Jason Schmidt, fall off to Kirk Reeder, Jerome Williams, Brett Tomko. Sounds like the stuff of legends here, guys. They need somebody to hit behind Barry Bonds, and Alfonso's hitting better of late, but please, Edgardo Alfonso. Plus, Barry's always hurt. He got hurt again last night.
All right, Flash, what do you think?
Wait, Woody. You're talking about the Giants minor league system. Where's their AAA franchise located, Woody?
Uh-oh, answer the question.
Where is it, Woody?
Answer the question.
Tucson.
Throw him off the show.
Actually,
it's in Fresno.
Who do you
it's
like
in
in the NL West? We got you there. Who do you like in the NL West?
Well, I'm much more concerned about the fact that Mariotti apparently keeps looking at my legs. He must be attracted to me, if you know what
All
I mean.
right, both of you guys, stop. Matt Hergis, though, and a good point by Mariotti before. 5 lone saves. Mariotti, what are you doing there? 5 lone saves, and his ERA is 5. That's not going to last in a pennant race run. Come on, guys. Buy or sell is next. Stick around, because coming up, Sammy's in St. Louis for a big 3-game set. But are the Cards the favorite in the NL Central? Wow. If you work for a guy who's willing to carry Donald Trump's golf clubs for an entire round,
Buy or sell?
buy or sell time, let's see what we have. Do it. Leading off, Rudy Tomjanovich is in Los Angeles today to meet with the Lakers brass about their head coaching vacancy. GM Mitch Kupchak said he hopes to hire a new coach within a couple of weeks and plans on interviewing no more than 10 candidates. Tomjanovich, you'll recall, coached the Rockets to NBA titles in '94 and '95 and left Houston in 2003. Buy or sell Rudy T being a good fit in Los Angeles? Flash Key.
Oh, I'm buying this. He's got everything they need. He's got the championship rings, the credibility. He's worked with multiple superstars at one time. And third, the most important thing maybe is that he wants to get back in coaching very badly, so he'll be willing to take orders from Kobe Bryant, which what the new coach must do.
Woody Page. Doesn't sound like a coach.
Face it, Bill. Your team is gone in the toilet, and Rudy Tomjanovich is not going to pull it out of there. Why is this a good fit? Why would he want to go after winning 2 world championships to a club that's on the decline? He needs to stay out there and wait for a much better opportunity, like Denver.
Let me ask you something for a second, Woody Page. How do you turn down Los Angeles? Kevin Blackstone, save him, please.
Thank you. That's exactly my point. I mean, this is one of the premier jobs in the NBA. And, you know, to get back to Bill's point, this is a guy who did not want to leave coaching. He was dragged kicking and screaming out of his office. And the other thing is, the guy's a great players coach. Everybody loves to play with him. You know, there is a possibility that Kobe, Shaq, and Rudy could be in LA next year.
All right, Mariotti.
Yeah, I'm buying. As Kevin knows, he's not going to Dallas. Shaq is staying in LA. I told you guys yesterday, it can happen via the salary cap. So, who's going to facilitate this? Rudy T is perfect. He's won 2 championships. I don't know if a player who doesn't like the guy, Kobe, Shaq, Rudy, may work.
All right, we got you the first time. Quickly, Flashkey, does this go down this week?
Yes, it's going to happen probably in the next couple days. It may already be done by the time this show comes on the air.
All right, let's move on. A quick glance at the NL Central standing shows not Jay Mariotti's preseason pick, the Cubs in first place, nor does it show Jay Mariotti's midseason pick, the Astros in first place. They're in fifth. But the St. Louis Cardinals in first place. Way to go, jabroni. Thanks to an 18-5 run over the last month, the Cards have the best record in the National League as they open up a series at home against the second-place Cubs. Buy or sell the Cards hanging on to win the NL Central. Woodrow, what do you say?
Well, I don't know what you were saying, but let me help Bill out. Bill, this show is taking place right now. That's number one. Number two, the Cardinals do have a good organization. They got clubs in Memphis, Palm Beach, New Jersey, Peoria. They got a team.
What are you saying here? Answer the question. We'll get back to you. Blackstone, go.
Thank you. Take the Cubs. Buy them, please. I mean, look, they've lost half of their roster this year just about on the DL. They got their best pitcher sitting out, and still they're right there in the hunt. You know, and not only that, they've also beaten these guys by, what, one more game this year already? I got to like the Cubs.
One more game. Come on, Mariotti.
That's correct. The Cubs have been hurt, and look at what's going on. They've beaten the Cardinals 6 out of 11 times so far this year.
Ooh.
So, come on, the Cubs have the upper advantage now. They've gotten by with Collinsworth and Glendon Rush. Now everybody's healthy again. You have to take
Mariotti, Blackstone, 6 out of 11. That's 6 and 5. That's one game.
You're right,
Who cares? Flashy, please.
I just said, yeah, they won 6 out of 11, so that means they definitely have the upper hand. What are you, a math major? Unbelievable. That's unbelievable. I'm buying the Cardinals. The Cardinals can win this thing because the bullpen in the last month has been one of the best in baseball. It's been rebuilt. Also, I want to see Wood and Pryor together, pitching well and pitching healthy. Haven't seen that yet this year. Look, got to see that.
What you've seen, though, is Zambrano, probably the best pitcher on that staff this season, and maybe the second or third best pitcher in the National League. Woody, you have something good for us now.
Yes,
It doesn't matter what you have. We're moving on. Martina Navratilova got the fortnight off to a chipper start yesterday, silencing critics and schooling her first-round opponent in 46 minutes. All this at 47 years of age. Michelle Kaufman of the Miami Herald writes, is it more a statement about Navratilova's brilliance and resilience that she can win a match at this age, or an indictment of the current state of women's tennis? Both. Many women on the tour gripe they might want to reconsider. Fellas, buy or sell Martina as the most compelling story at Wimbledon right now. KB.
Oh, I gotta buy it. I mean, but it's the first week of Wimbledon. What else are you going to talk about? How Andy Roddick's got to win again, how there are really no men that anybody's interested in, how the Williams sisters are more interested in fashion design than they are in playing tennis. I mean, of course it's the biggest story right now.
Mariotti, go ahead.
We love these older athletes, these stories. Roger Clemens this year, right down the line here. What is so different about this? She's always had the competitive zeal. She serves and volleys. Remember that concept, serving and volleying? It's about Martina. It's a wonderful story. It may save Wimbledon.
Yeah, but that's so 1980s. What do you say, Flash?
It's a nice little story, Jay, but it's going to end at her next match. It's going to last about 20 minutes. And I can't believe you, Kevin, talking about nobody's ever heard of, Goran Ivanisevic, who is the most popular Wimbledon winners ever.
All right, that's enough out of you. I told you, don't bring that weak stuff. What do you say, Woody Page?
I have to sell this as an annual Wimbledon coverer. I've got to tell you that Martina plays there all the time. She plays there in the doubles competition. It's not a story. When the Williams sisters start rolling,
in Denver?
That's the story. What is it? What is your problem?
How are you covering Wimbledon from downtown Denver? That's the problem, Woody Page. How does the green grass look from there? Please tell me. Pretty green. Get out of here. You're done. Elimination time. Rest of you guys remain seated because coming up, Lon Guerrero went from Montreal to Southern Cal. Is he already the biggest star in Tinseltown? Guys, win it already. Come on. All right, around the horn. We're after 2 rounds. Here's how they stand. Bill Blasky is 14. Evan Blackstone is 16. Jay Mariotti is 12. Woody, what are you doing here?
It was all knotted. Me and Mariotti. He wants to kiss me.
Tie this, all right? There are no ties in around the horn.
Take your Metamucil, Paige.
All knotted.
Leading off. Mavericks owner Mark Cuban tried to quell the Shaq to Dallas rumors on Monday by saying that while he's interested in obtaining the big man, the asking price, Dirk Nowitzki, might be too high. I'd be hard-pressed to see us trading Dirk, Cuban said. In other Mark Cuban news, Cuban has challenged Donald Trump to buy his services as a caddy for a celebrity golf event in Lake Tahoe in July. Guys, is Mark Cuban the most desirable owner to play for in sports? Plashke,
No. The most desirable owner is the best owner in baseball history, George Steinbrenner. If you're a Yankee, you know you're going to be paid well. You know they're going to do everything they can to make you a success, whether it be sending you to Tampa for 10 minutes to get your arm looked at. You're going to be surrounded by good coaches. Legends will walk in and out of your locker room every day. It's the greatest atmosphere for a player there ever was.
Unless you're fired, Bill Plashke. Come on. What do you think, Blackistone?
You know, Mark's a great owner to play for. He pays you everything he's got. But the best guy right now, come on, is Bill Davison. I mean, here's a guy who won the NBA championship. He won the Stanley Cup. He won the WNBA championship. Who wouldn't want to play for a guy that wins everything?
Kevin, that's just coincidence with Davidson. Come on now. And I agree with Bill about George, but I'm going to take down Cuban here. Yes, Mark spends a lot of money here. He puts his nice cushion chairs in the locker room. He doesn't know how to get over the hump and win a championship. Why? He's out at the Dairy Queen. He's doing his reality TV. He's doing this. He's doing Around the Horn.
All right. Way to take down Cuban, though. Do you guys have a problem with all these antics and stunts, Plashke?
No, I got a problem with Mariotti's antics and stunts. Here he is in Chicago, ripping the Tribune Company for being impersonal, ripping Reinsdorf for not being there. Mark Cuban is there. Mark Cuban is there.
Go ahead, Mariotti.
He's an owner of the people.
The question is about best owners. I don't have any good owners in this city. Cuban is a good owner. He's not a great owner. George is a great owner, Plashke. You are correct.
Blackistone, last word.
No.
Boy, I like that Tribune Sun-Times argument.
No, it's unbelievable. You got to go back to the fact that Cuban at least is among the people.
And he's among the people, but Davidson has won 3 championships in 10 months. Good point, Blackistone. Though I wouldn't want to play for the Detroit Shock. Let's move on. With a whirlwind media tour at its peak and some bookstores planning to be open past midnight, Bill Clinton's My Life hits book stands today. Squashes. The book weighs in at 957 pages. The New York Times calls it sloppy, self-indulgent, and eye-crossingly slow. But here's a positive. Your bench press is bound to go up lugging that thing around. The Horn. Nothing like a nice breezy read to get you through the summer. So, guys, is Bill Clinton's My Life on your summer reading list? Around the Horn, Mariotti.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would have loved to have read about Kenneth Starr and Pardons and Monica Lewinsky and the effect on his marriage. You know what? I already know all about it. I've heard all about it the last 3 days, so why should I go spend all this money on a book that I have already read? 950 pages. I'd rather watch this show any day of the week.
What are you saying there, Mariotti? You're going to watch the show without you on it in about 2 minutes. Blackistone.
I'm with Jay. I don't want to read an autobiography of a guy who just left office. I want to read a real analysis, and we'll get, a really good presidential analysis of what Bill Clinton did in about 20 years, like we do. Like we do. I don't want to read this, no.
All right, Plax.
Bottom line is, if I want to read immorality, I'll buy Hustler. If I want to see about Liar, I'll rent a Jim Carrey movie. If I want to watch a blown opportunity, I'll stick and watch the Lakers.
Whoa.
This is ridiculous. Here's the bottom line is, Bill Clinton, all these grand jury investigations when he was president, he could never recall anything. He had a bad memory. Now he's got 1,000 pages of memories? I don't get it.
The funny thing is it started at 1,500 pages, and they whittled it down to 957. Well, Jay Marriott, we like to give you what you want here. Here's your wish. Now you can watch the show. Last word.
No 60-year-old man should wear shorts on a golf course.
Oh, that is so wrong.
Get out of here.
So
Back
wrong.
with the varicose veins? What's this world coming to? Showdown coming up. It's going to be Bill Plashke and Kevin Blackistone next. But first, have Around the Horn negotiators made any progress toward having Pam Anderson judge the Showdown? Do that thing I like. Showdown time. The Great Goat versus the Soul Patch. I like that, Blackistone.
Goat.
Let's get it going. Leading off, Vladimir Guerrero had another colossal game last night for the Angels. 4 for 5 with a homer and the win against the A's. Vlad is now hitting .349 with 17 homers and 63 ribs, tied for the league lead. Meanwhile, the once and future best player in baseball, Barry Bonds, leads the league in hitting, all-star voting, and the newest stat, rubber chickens. Who's your guy for the rest of the season? 15 seconds. Plashke, go.
Vladimir Guerrero, no question about it. He's going to win the Triple Crown this year if he stays healthy. But He has, I'll say that on the show right now. Also, number two, he does one thing Bonds can't do anymore. He can change the game with his arm and with his legs. His arm has been unbelievable in the outfield. Entire team strategy has changed around it. I'll take Vladimir.
Oh, no, give me Barry Bonds. I mean, Bill, the one thing Barry Bonds can do is he can change a game just by his presence. I mean, we know that when he gets walked, that's a guy on base that gets runs. He's still the best hitter in baseball. He's still the best power hitter in baseball.
I said on the show I take Vladimir Guerrero, and I do. I think he's a but. Bill Plaschke, he's not going to win the Triple Crown. If he does, you come here and host the show at the scene.
He will win the Triple Crown. He will win the Triple Crown.
All right, let's move on. The Charlotte Bobcats expand tonight, drafting from a lot of available players designated on their team's pay-no-mind list. Among the suspects, the overpriced Jerry Stackhouse, who you know from the injured list of the Wizards, the overpriced Allen Houston, the Knicks should be so lucky, and the overpriced Antoine Walker of the Dallas Twins. Which available player gives the Bobcats the best chance of winning next year? 15 seconds, Blackstone, go.
You know, I'm going to go with Troy Bell from the Grizzlies because he's just sitting there on the bench, not doing anything.
This
guy can play. He's a point guard. You're going to need a point guard. He doesn't cost you that much, $2.8 million. Go with Troy Bell. Still a young guy, got a lot of upside.
Yeah, but if you're going to take a guy on the basis of the fact that he's sitting on the bench not doing anything, that's everybody available for the expansion draft. No, I'm going to go with Maurice Taylor, only 27 of the Houston Rockets, 27-year-old, averaged 11 and 5 last year in 27 minutes. You need a good role player in this position. He's a great role player, a great guy.
You're absolutely right, Plaschke, and he's very good. He may win the Triple Crown in the American League. You know what? He can't because Vladimir Guerrero is already. Blackstone, you are the winner today. It's a sweet 15 seconds of yours. Go.
Martina Navratilova has won tens of millions of dollars in her career. Yet this week she gets to Wimbledon and is mad about the housing prices. So she tells Wimbledon folks, hey, fleece the fans, don't fleece the players. Are you kidding me? Come on, embrace your folks. That must have been just a senior moment that she had. We love you, Navratilova, but not that time.
All right, and that's going to do it, folks. We're in a 23-and-a-half-hour break. We'll see you tomorrow around the Horn.
Very eloquent.
Around the Horn is a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For up-to-the-minute sports information, log on to ESPN.com.
As a Wimbledon coverer of Wimbledon. Come on.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Bob Ryan. Hey, Tony, Bill Clinton's book is out today, and people are standing in huge lines to buy it. Impressed?
I'm Tony Kornheiser. That's kind of cute. But is CBS developing a major sitcom off his book starring Jason Alexander? No, just asking, you know. Best-selling books, dime a dozen. Anybody can have them. Sitcoms, that's the deal.
Got to hook up to the Hall of Famer like I did.
Not that I've ever had a best-selling book. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. Wilbon has a day off, and so I am joined by our good friend Bob Ryan of the Boston Globe. In today's episode, we discuss big NBA trade talk, Butch Harmon's latest comments about Tiger, and whether Mike Tyson is bad for the reputation of New Jersey, as if. We begin today with the hottest trade rumor in the NBA. It has Tracy McGrady going to the Houston Rockets, and the veteran Houston backcourt of Steve Francis and Cuttino Mobley going to the Orlando Magic. Bobby, this would give Houston Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming, and Orlando with the #1 pick could add a Mecca Okafor to Francis and Mobley. So how much do you like this trade for both teams?
Tony, for a gun-to-the-head trade, which this is, it's amazingly fair and very juicy for fans with big names like this. Do you realize that Mobley and Francis together have played as a duo among the top handful of guys ever in the history of the league together? They're big-time players. This is a wonderful trade and fair.
Okay, but two questions suggest themselves right now. One is, coach of Houston, Jeff Van Gundy, is a slow-it-down kind of guy. He's never had a player like Tracy McGrady. How will they relate to one another? And Stevie Francis, who on draft night a few years ago wouldn't go to Vancouver and successfully maneuvered himself out of Vancouver, doesn't like this trade now. Will he go to Orlando?
Yeah, well, this is like $75 million later. He's got to go somewhere to earn that money back. He has no leverage. He's going to go. The other one's interesting, though. You know, just as it was once said that only Dean Smith could hold Michael Jordan under 20, Jeff Van Gundy holds the world under 20. No player, no matter what his history, has ever averaged 20 points a game playing for Jeff Van Gundy. So, yes, something has to give with those two in this regard.
But even though he's never had a player like that, don't you think he would welcome?
Well,
I mean, McGrady is a great offensive player.
Absolutely.
Can score from anywhere on the court.
Yes, and also he can and will pass the ball. And the big issue is getting the ball into Yao so he can pass the ball to everybody.
If Shaq leaves the Lakers, do you make Houston with Yao and McGrady the favorite?
I still like San Antonio as long as Duncan draws a breath.
Okay.
A trade involving Tracy McGrady, well, that's big. But a trade involving Shaquille O'Neal, that's big. But the big guy does want out, and the Lakers appear ready to accommodate him. New York Post Peter Vesey says the Clippers are Shaq's most ardent suitors. Tony, trading Shaq within the conference is eye-opening enough. But the same building?
You can't trade him to the Clippers for this one fear. Let's just say Shaq leaves, Phil is gone. Let's say Kobe opts out and actually goes somewhere. You can't risk, if you're the Lakers, that in your building the Clippers are going to outdraw you for spite because people want to see Shaq. And you shouldn't trade him within a division or within a conference even. You should try to make a trade if you're going to trade him to the East. But he makes so much money, I don't know how they trade him.
Of course. The number of people that could even begin to think about taking him on is very, very small. But the Clippers are serious about this. Apparently, they're getting ready to jettison such guys as Elton Brand, Corey Maggette, and Quentin Richardson, just to name three. And as far as the idea, the Lakers are still the Lakers with the history, the tradition, and they're going to have Kobe, who Jerry Buss is betting on. And I don't think that Shaq, though he can get a team into the playoffs, can be a magnetic draw.
Okay. Well, I think he can be a magnetic draw. Do you really think he would end up with the Clippers?
Now, I find it extremely
The Lakers won't do that.
difficult to believe. But Shaq, well, I think Jerry Buss, he's made it clear. He'll do anything if it protects Kobe. He'll even sending Shaq in the same building.
But it doesn't protect Kobe. If you have Shaq in the same building and they make a big move and the Lakers go down, it makes Kobe look bad. It's not wise for your franchise to trade him into the building.
But maybe the unspoken assumption here is that they think he's on the downside. You know, he is 32. He does weigh 577 pounds.
I'll take him.
All right,
okay, I'll take him right now. The Charlotte Bobcats, speaking of people who would take him, begin stocking their expansion NBA team tonight. Among the people the Bobcats can pick up are Dream Teamers Christian Laettner and Scottie Pippen and other Olympic gold medalists Alonzo Mourning and Penny Hardaway. Bobby, if this was 1994, those Bobcats would be something to be reckoned with, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that would be real nice. But you know, the whole nature of expansion, which once had to do with the idea of whether you just want to take old guys or young guys, and that was really the only issue with how you want to go. It's now so thoroughly complicated because it's about who you can fit in and who you want to pay and who you don't want to pay. And so there's guys out there. You want Antoine Walker at $13.8 million? You got him. You want Allen Houston at what? The max? 17? You got him. Obviously, they're not taking
Listen, the Washington Wizards, who are trying to throw Jerry Stackhouse under a bus at the moment, would be happy if the Bobcats took him. And let me just speak to Bobcats. Bob Johnson owns his team and names the team Bobcats after himself. How does that sit with you?
Well, I mean, this is...
I mean, being a Bob, you know what I'm saying?
Bob. Well, I mean, I kind of like that. Bob, you know, Bob Crosby had the Bobcats, you know? But
Bob Crosby, well, there's a recent reference. Bing Crosby's brother. That will help us in the ratings.
All right. Let's try this one. Let's go to baseball. Now, Lance Berkman should be an National League All-Star starter this year. Check the numbers. Sammy Sosa, easy for me, should not. Now, that's if you're going on merit. Now, right now, we're looking at an all 500-plus career home run outfield of Sosa, Griffey, and Bonds. And as romantic as that might be, foolish me, I believe the most deserving players should get the start. Tony, are you equally vexed?
I am not vexed in the slightest. If you tell me it's an all-star game and you're going to put in the middle of the order Sosa and Griffey and Bonds, I want to see somebody in the American League, if it's Pedro Martinez or somebody else, I want to see him throw to those three guys in a row. This is an all-star game. It doesn't count. You know what? The managers can pick the better players and put them in after the fourth inning. I'm happy if those guys are the starting outfielders.
All right, I'm going to make you a bet right now.
What?
Sammy Sosa gets to start this game. He will whiff on the first time.
That's okay.
Without question.
But I want to see it. Look, the game doesn't count. If it counted, Gagne wouldn't have the save record, would he? Because he blew the save last year. I like to watch the home run derby. I like to watch the All-Star game. I like to watch the big boppers out there. Just yesterday, Mike Tyson was given a license to fight in New Jersey by the New Jersey Commissioner of Boxing, who said that Tyson had behaved well lately. But the governor of New Jersey has weighed in on the opposite side, saying he doesn't want Tyson to fight in, say, Atlantic City because, quote, Mr. Tyson doesn't have the temperament to engage in good sportsmanship, unquote. Bob, as Tina Turner might ask, what's good sportsmanship got to do with it? Let me ask you this question about New Jersey, your home state, your original state. Were the Sopranos good sports when they whacked Adriana?
I do come from New Jersey, where the only question matters is which exit.
Right.
In my case, it's 9, unless you want to go to 8. But that's all right. Look, this is a farce because boxing, are you serious? This is a sport in which years ago, there was a fight inside a prison. HBO put a fight on James Scott versus Eddie the Flame Gregory. There's no such thing as standards of behavior, decorum, or anything else in boxing. Can you breathe? Can you put him up? Let's go.
That's exactly. Look at Tyson. Look at him. Look at the thing he's got on his head. Come on. What are we talking about here? He will bring 20,000 people at least, maybe more, to Atlantic City, spending millions and millions of dollars, which will be good for the economy. And by the way, he has behaved well lately. This is what he does for a living. I don't think they have any right not to let him do it there.
No.
What's he done so terrible in the last, I don't know, 10 minutes?
No.
Let him fight.
All right. Now, Larry Brown did the requisite Letterman bit last night, and among the topics was his phantom rookie, Darko Milicic. Letterman asked him how last year's #2 pick was progressing.
Well, I have a 10-year-old son to be, and I think he's a lot more mature than Darko right now. You know, the hard thing about Darko is not only is he young, he's real tall, and I think the message takes a long time. And I've been known to be tough on players, so I'm trying real hard to love him.
Tony, were these throwaway lines to impress Letterman, or do you think Larry really would like to throw them away?
Larry will be available 3 shows nightly, 8, 8:30, and 9 with stuff like that. It's Letterman. Okay, I think you go on Letterman and you try to be funny. I don't know that Darko even speaks English, so he wouldn't even understand what was said. Now, if I'm Darko, what I'm thinking is this. I'm the #2 pick in the draft, and in Europe, everybody thinks I'm going to be the next great player in the world. They win a title without me. Do I even want to stay? Do I want to try and go back to Europe? Do I want to do something else? But I think that Larry Brown, because he's a great coach, if he finds talent in Darko, he's going to play him next year.
First of all, he's not going anywhere because Joe Dumars is the man who made this happen, and he will want to see this through. He will insist.
Can he play? Can Darko play? We don't know yet, right?
Any idea. But I'm going to tell you this. Joe Dumars isn't the only general manager who would have done what he did last year, by the way, and risk not taking on Anthony. You look, see what was said and written a year ago about the potential this kid has. The end of the story has hardly been written.
Well, let's see it. We're taking a break. When we come back, we will get the latest on the Tiger Woods-Butch Harmon spat. And later, would you pay $10,000 to fly into space on the rocket plane? It's not the Roger Clemens plane. No, not.
Pardon the interruption. Presented by Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant.
On ESPN Radio today, Butch Harmon said that if Tiger Woods continues down his current path, his best days may well be behind him. So we cue Jimmy Roberts of NBC Sports. And Jimmy, do you agree with Butch Harmon?
Well, I don't know that I necessarily agree with him. I don't know that I'm qualified to evaluate the technical aspects of Tiger's swing. Let's not forget this, okay? Tiger struggled at the Open. Clearly, there are issues. But in the last 3 tournaments coming into the Open, he finished top 5. He's already won this year. He's #4 on the money list. So it's not like this guy is a disaster. I just think he's got some issues that he's got to straighten out. And I think clearly he would benefit from the knowledge of somebody who knows his swing as well as Butch does. I think it's unquestionable.
Well, it doesn't look like they're going to get together because Butch Harmon seems in Tiger's mind to be sniping at him. But I had heard about Butch Harmon that what he was particularly good at is boosting a player's confidence. Do you see Tiger walk out there without that measure of confidence?
Not at all. That is the one thing Tiger Woods does not lack is confidence. In my opinion, I'm guessing if there's something technically wrong with Tiger's swing, there is nobody else who knows Tiger's swing as well as Butch does. They've worked together for so long. I don't think Tiger's confidence needs buttressing. He may do that for other players as well, but I think that the one thing that players that I've talked to have always told me is that Butch is a brilliant diagnostician. And I think that Tiger could use that right now.
Jimmy, Tiger's he's still Tiger. He has the available ability of every technical resource and coaching resource. How come every time he hits it, it's to the right and he has to yell, 4? I mean, why can't he stop doing this?
Well, you know, I think that's the million-dollar question, Bob. And I think the thing is he's got such an enormous amount of pride. Personally, my opinion now is that I don't think he just wants to kind of give in and say uncle and say I need somebody's help. I think that for him there must be some disgrace in that when, you know, I don't understand why he wouldn't do that if it would help him to achieve the position that he had been at, you know, a couple of years ago.
His caddy, Stevie Williams, is starting to attract a lot of attention. Was he out of line with what he did over the weekend? And is Tiger ultimately responsible to get this fixed?
Yes and yes. Steve Williams is out of line. Personally, I think his behavior is disgraceful. And I think ultimately the responsibility for that behavior lies with Tiger Woods, because if Tiger doesn't sanction it, Steve Williams doesn't behave like that. Clean and simple.
Should the tour discipline Steve Williams? Should Tiger discipline Steve Williams? Well, what do you do now? Because you've got a guy running around with vigilante justice here, and it does appear that Tiger, at the very least, condones it, if not encourages it. How do you work the discipline on this?
Well, I mean, first of all, at the U.S. Open, it's not an issue for the PGA Tour. And I think that, you know, ultimately what this indicates is that something we all really know, which is Tiger is bigger than the Tour. Tiger does what Tiger wants to do. And by extension, Steve does what Steve needs to do. Look, understand this. I think Steve Williams is doing what he thinks is the best thing he can do for Tiger Woods.
Right.
Is it civil sometimes? Absolutely not. Do you see anybody else behave like this? I've never seen it.
Do you think that Phil has, A, passed him in popularity among the fans, and B, more importantly, as a player, at least at the moment?
Boy, that's a tough question. I think Phil is enormously popular. I think, you know, if what we saw last week at Shinnecock is any indication, Phil is the most popular player in golf right now. Has he passed him in terms of, you know, his talent or the way he displays his talent? You know, that's a tough question. Golf is such a week-to-week thing, as you know, Bob. I think Phil is playing enormously well right now. I think Tiger is, you know, he's a freak of nature. He's such an incredible talent. But golf is a game that you lose a lot more than you win. I've been saying this for years. The problem with Tiger is that he spoiled us. He basically got us used to him performing in a certain way that nobody really had ever performed at. And, you know, those are the expectations we now hold for him. And I don't know that it's necessarily really fair. The question is he going to be able to get back to that point again?
Thank you, Jimmy.
Always a pleasure.
Jimmy Roberts of NBC Sports. We're taking a break. When we come back, Rudy T is rumored to be the next coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. But is Pat Riley a better fit for the job? Old-time Riley. This time is usually reserved for Wilbon's weekly beatdown, but because he's not here, Bob Ryan's going to have to take the pain. Let's get the first one from our producer over the loudspeaker.
Toss up, better coach for the Lakers, Rudy T or Pat Riley?
I'm taking Pat Riley. Now, I don't want the Pat Riley of the Knicks. I don't want the Pat Riley of the Heat. Slow it down and thug it up. I don't want that. But if he goes back to L.A. with Kobe Bryant, maybe even Shaq, that's a Showtime situation. Re-energizes Pat Riley. I'm taking Riles.
He's not going to have Kobe and Shaq. First of all, he's not going to have Shaq. Secondly, you're right. You don't want that. It would be a disaster. It would be a traffic jam on the Santa Monica Freeway by the third quarter if they have to watch the sludge that he was putting out on the floor.
I don't think that he would do that.
Rudy T is the guy because Rudy T proved in Houston time and again that he can deal with the big stars. He's a soothing presence. They need a soothing presence.
How many times did he make the playoffs in his last 4 seasons?
You know, you got to have some horse.
Would it be zero?
All right.
Would it be zero?
It might be.
Pat Riley, how many rings? More than Rudy T. And Rudy T's got 2. What's next?
Toss up, who will have the better NBA career, Emeka Okafor or Dwight Howard?
I'm going to take the long view, and I'm going to go with Howard, because there's 2 things about Okafor that he's much better right now. 2 things I don't think work well long-term. 1, he's got a chronic bad back, and 2, he's a bit undersized for the position that he plays. I don't know if Howard's going to be any good, but there have been high school kids like Garnett and McGrady and O'Neal and Kobe, Amari Stoudemire. They're great.
10 or 15 years ago, I would have agreed with you that he's undersized for the position. The position hardly exists anymore. He can play an old-fashioned post position at 6'9" and get away with it in this current league. He does have the skill. I think we're looking at the young Elijah Wan. He mirrors him in so many ways in the nature of his skills and the brain power and the all-around class. I think when you get inside, you get always got an ever-improving turnaround jumper. Absolutely.
Next.
Toss up, bigger figure at Wimbledon, Martina or Serena?
Okay, Martina is going out by the weekend. She is a first-week story, and after that, it's all vapor for her. Serena's going to be around at the end. People are going to wonder about Serena versus Venus. I'm going to take Serena Williams in this.
If you take a nap and wake up on the day of the semis, you know that you're going to find Serena there.
Yes.
There's going to be no story involving her between now and then. It'll only get interesting when we get there. Martina, as we agreed from yesterday, this is an amazing thing. And now she's going to win the second round, I'll tell you why. Because she's got a rematch against Gisela Dulko, who beat her in France, and at that time in Paris, Martina said, yeah, well, I'd like to get her on grass.
Okay,
well, she's
so
going
now
to get her on grass.
Look, if this is a Jimmy Connors situation where she goes to the semis, then you're 100% right.
Oh, well,
but
I can't
what
argue
did you
that.
say? Gisela Dulko?
Dulko.
If she boots her, it's over. Next.
Toss-up National League Cy Young favorite, Roger Clemens or Jason Schmidt?
I'm going to take Roger Clemens. Their stats are virtually identical. They're both 9-2, although Schmidt has a better ERA by half a run. But I think you're running right now. Roger Clemens, Randy Johnson, 1-2. One is 41, one is 40. That's amazing. If you like Martina, you've got to agree with me on this one.
To me, it doesn't matter. He's won 6. I think that's going to work against him in the final analysis.
6 Cy Young.
If he's up against it.
Why, you give him the PAT for 7?
And by the way, I apologize for overrating Randy Johnson's figures compared to Schmidt's yesterday. Boy, was I wrong. He's the guy. It's a runaway winner. His opponent's batting average is .242. He's 9-2 at a 2.26. He has better strikeout-walk ratio. He's thrown 2
How old is he?
Tony, he's thrown 2 one-hitters.
How old is he?
Guess
the
what?
other guy's
complete
41. He's 41. Next.
Last one, toss-up. Traveling to space on a rocket plane. Are you in or are you out?
I would love to take this plane. I would love to be up in space and be weightless and see the curvature of the Earth. I would absolutely love to do that. Sadly for me, I'm afraid of all aircraft, so I won't be doing this.
You won't take the shuttle to LaGuardia. What are you talking about?
But I'd love to be able to.
I don't mind flying, but as far as going up in space, Cole Porter spoke for me in 1934. Flying too high with a guy in the sky is my idea of nothing to do.
Wait a second.
How about that?
First you give us Bob Crosby, now you give us Cole Porter. You are killing the young fans.
I'm educating them.
He doesn't mean this.
I'm educating them.
Oh, my God.
Not interested in
Say
flying.
something that they relate to, like Usher.
Did they know that Fish just broke up?
You had the heart,
Fish
but
just
sadly
broke
got
up.
the skills. I win.
Fish
Time for
just
a break.
broke up.
Fish is 50 years old. Don't go anywhere. We still got to talk about Kurt Warner, the Super Bowl speaker, and a big poker win for Ben Affleck, who's a Boston guy. Come on now. Usher. Somebody like that.
Britney Spears, Senator Well card.
You're killing me.
How's that? What? Did I say something wrong?
Cole Porter.
Pardon the interruption. Presented by Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant.
Time to get happy. Happy 33rd birthday to Kurt Warner. Got a new start with the New York Football Giants. Let's see how long it takes for Brenda Warner to get the in-studio number of Mike and the Mad Dog. But, Bobby, I think you got to take a chance on Kurt Warner.
It wasn't all that long ago. He was at the pinnacle, and you're right. I don't know if Coach Coughlin's ready for Buzzcut Brenda.
She's cool, isn't she?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she's very, very excited. Won't help at all. Happy anniversary, Carl Lewis. On this day last year, you made one of the lamest first pitches in recorded history. Look, he may not be a pitcher. He may not be a singer. Oh, that's brutal. But he's the single greatest athlete I ever covered. 9 gold medals.
Tony, there's 2 ways to prove you're a good American. How you hold your utensils, and can you throw a baseball? He embarrassed the entire nation.
Happy trails to the Super Bowl streaker. You've been convicted of a misdemeanor. Let's hope you're not facing hard time. Here's a quote from the streaker upon his conviction. If making people laugh is a criminal offense, I should be sentenced to life. Yeah, life. Good. Get out!
Along with 75,000 other people. I'm there and I'm going, where's Mike Curtis when you need him?
That really helps us skew younger. Mike Curtis, 40 years ago.
20
years.
years.
When we messed up, stat boy.
No hard time for the streaker, fined $1,000. Bob, you were talking about Fish the band breaking up.
Yeah.
Good job out of you. You're right.
Thank you.
Tony wasn't talking about Fish from Barney Miller. Abe Vigoda still in one piece.
Lots of dead or alive questions on Abe Vigoda.
Alive or Abe Vigoda? And Tony,
Is
I
he
don't
alive?
disagree with you.
He's alive.
Alive. All-Star game counts. That's the slogan. It counts.
Yeah, that's
don't
the
agree with you.
slogan. It doesn't count. We're running out of show. We go to the big finish. Ben Affleck won a major California poker tournament. Good career move for him.
What some guys won't do to get noticed by Norman Chad. Derek Fisher will reportedly opt out of his contract. Big deal?
Yeah, he's a better guard right now for that team than Gary Payton. And if not for his shot, the Lakers don't even make it to the finals. So, yes, it is a big deal. The Padres suspended their top draft pick after he got arrested for underage drinking. And here's the showstopper, biting a bouncer.
He was confused. He thought he was trying out for the Raiders.
Biting a bouncer.
The Cubs and Cardinals start a 3-game set tonight. You like that rivalry?
Do I look like Wimbledon to you? Do you think I care about the Cubs?
Come on.
I'm tired of this show being hijacked by the Cubs. Last one. Will the Devil Rays make it 12 wins in a row tonight against Toronto?
Chad Godin's going to the lock of Tootie Lock.
Hey, Dan Moses, we're out of time. We'll try and do better the next time. I'm Tony Kornheiser.
And I'm Bob Ryan. Same time tomorrow. Sports Center is next. Why Houston may be a problem for the rest of the NBA next year. Mea culpa.